And we're back to another episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy IV Redo. I'm your host, the RPG Guy, and it's time for us to go and dick around in a cave that I don't really want to dick around in, but the game doesn't give you much option to do it. The Magnetic Cave, which for a lot of first-time gamers, first-time Final Fantasy IV players, this was a place that nobody wanted to go to. I remember as a kid, I used to find it to be a really kind of bullshit dungeon for a long time. Looking to see, I thought there was some Geshl greens, but maybe not. Oh, maybe there is. Hold on. We're moving through trees here. Now they just let me back out to the front. Alright. And even if there is, I don't really care because we can buy them and it's not a big deal. So we need to take a black chocobo because the black chocobo is the only creature in the game, the bird in the game, that allows you to land in a forest. They literally pretty much invented the black chocobo just for this purpose. Let's do some sorting here. So ability-wise, we're gonna leave the rows as they are. We're gonna put Cecil in the back row here, and you're gonna see why. Oh, whoa, you know what I forgot to do? Hold on. Forgot to fucking heal up, so he's gonna auto-fly back real quick to the Chocobo Forest. I'm sitting there going, oh, you know, I should have healed before I came out here. I'm like, well, wait a minute, but there's a Chocobo Forest. I'm good. And then I didn't think about the ramifications of forgetting to, you know, utilize this white Chocobo. There we go, and then we're gonna get healed, and now we're gonna take the black Chocobo. So really, the black Chocobo's only use in this game is for this section. Some people argue that you can use them in other ways, but not really. Because you have the airship, so you may as well use the airship for everything else. Alright, and then we'll explain what's going to be coming up here, because it needs some explanation. So, any metal equipment that is worn by the characters will be met with that character being paralyzed. That is not a joke, that is not me being goofy, that is the fact of the matter. So you can see wooden hammer, headband, leather, and ruby. The sleep blade's gonna come out for the fire shard. I was too lazy to go check on that thing, because in other variations of the game you can use a bow, but I know for a fact that I'm pretty sure, I mean, before I say I know for a fact, let me say I'm pretty darn sure that they changed it where they gave Cecil these fire shard, ice shard fucking things. And they do you no good at all in the grand scheme of things. Surprisingly, Yang's claws are not affected by this. He should probably have a flame claw. A flame claw and a lightning claw probably would be more proper. And the silver armlets are affected, but surprisingly, Yang's claws are not affected by this. So let's make a little save. Save-a-reno here. Just so I don't have to sit through that again. Me fucking dicking around with it. And thus we enter this dungeon here. The magnetic field in this cave is unbelievable. We have to remove all our metal weapons and armor if we want to be able to move in here. My clothes do not seem to be affected. And we have my magic as well. There's nothing to fear. But fear itself. Oh, the one time I drank a Pediasure, thinking it was an Ensure, and it gave me violent rubs. Again, in these fights with these Corels, they can use Blaster, as you're about to see, which is an instant death attack. Your best bet, gang up on one and try to take it out. Try to conserve some of Tella's magic. Fucking dude's not made of it. But once in a while, these Corels will open up a battle with Blaster. They may even use it as the battle goes on. So always be weary that they... Yep, see? Look, already did it. Sometimes it misses. Most of the time, at least in my experience, most of the time it never fucking does. Okay, so Blaster instead paralyzed Cecil, so that's never good. But there we go. Battle 1. The battles... in general, you just have to be very careful of. They tend to sometimes break it away from you or, in a sense, get out of control. You don't want these fights to get out of control because that's how you get killed in them. Use Cecil for healing. even though he can't resurrect anyone. Oh god damn it, there's an edge missing right on the side. And then we deal with these dudes. Again, just kind of have everybody gang up on one, and we can break one of the others for an easy 20 MP. I believe they're still vulnerable to break. And then the second time that we attack, we all gang up on the one again, and that should be enough to kill it for the most part. Also, when you're in here, if you're trying to collect all the rare summons, so to speak, you can actually do that here. One of them is the Mind Flayer. He's usually the hardest one to get. But Mind Flayers, I believe, can be found in this dungeon. I think they can. This is where I remember getting them. See, look at the upper left corner. I missed a little space, and I'm going to get myself screwed in a minute. Alright. Yeah, see, look at that. Little corner would have fucked me over in the long run. So I'm glad I went back to do it. I believe there's a chest over there. Alright. Get a high potion. Just to make sure, yeah, okay, so we're good. Almost felt like I was going the wrong way. Getting ahead of myself. Actually help if I had the fucking flame rod on the right character. Like, set up in the abilities. Whoops. That's annoying as shit. Why couldn't we just go back to the old way of doing it? So, as we progress through here, obviously we're repeating a lot of the same battles. There are better enemies to fight in this dungeon than those guys. Especially the Corels. They're fucking evil little bastards. Alright. Get us a delicious unicorn horn, and the Lodestone B1 map is done. Nets us an ether. Let's keep moving. Alright, B2. Basement 2. So we move along the canyon here. We should start seeing some other enemies. The porcupine dudes aren't too bad. They can cause stone. They don't really seem to do that very often, so I don't usually worry too much about them. Especially if you can kill him in one shot. And as Sid is getting slightly stronger, he leveled up a couple fights ago. Or a fight or two ago, so his attack went up, so now he's actually dishing out a good amount more damage, but as you can see, these guys don't really have a lot of HP. Just make sure that you don't let them counter you, because that's going to ruin your day. Maybe, because it might turn a character to stone. I think they're the ones that turn characters to stone. I'm pretty sure they're the one that turns characters into stone. I almost want to say I'm put money on that, but I don't really want to do that. There's an enemy down here. Oh, wait, you know what? I'm thinking of the Nagas. That's what I'm thinking of. Fuck. Yep, here we go again. Alright. Ether. Alright, let's make our way back up to the other side. Let's go in this room here. And it should just be a treasure room. Yep. $2,000. 2 motherfucking grand. And another delicious ether and another delicious battle against some bats. Cave bats, to be precise. Cave bats aren't a big deal. They dish out more damage in this version of the game than they have in the past. They're weak to fire, I believe. And what they do is they can usually, over time, sap your strength. I don't see them doing it here. So maybe it's only the vampire bats that do it, which is an upgraded version of these little fuckers that show up later. I remember in the original version, they can show up in huge swarms. But I think what they just did is made them individually stronger, so there'd be like, nope, they're sapping. They're sapping energy. Okay. It hasn't changed. I was going crazy for a second. Oh no, it healed him! That's okay. That'll still kill it. I thought he was weak to fire. Maybe they changed it. Or maybe it's because the lightning knuckles on? No, they must absorb fire. That's weird. I always thought they were weak to fire, but I could be wrong. It's not the first time. If that's the case, though, we might have to switch gloves here. So I thought they were weak to fire. Oh, you know, I think it's lightning. I really do. Let's take the lightning and put ice on. I don't think there's anything here weak to lightning except for maybe the Mind Flayers anyway. And they don't usually come in large groups I don't remember. And again, like I said, the reason I don't remember is because they changed a lot of stuff in this version of the game. Alright. God damn it. If you guys are looking closely at the map, you might see a fucking problem here. Yeah, so we didn't get the 100% completion on that map because of that little fuck corner right below us there. I have to probably grab it from the other side of this bridge, which is fucking shenanigans as far as I'm concerned. Alright, let's see here. It's gotta be something. There we go. So you actually have to go into this corner to unlock that corner. Yeah, let that fucking ring true in your head. Alright. Easy as pie. Alright, so we should start seeing new enemies, I believe, on the next floor, grouped in with the enemies we've been fighting, so, you give a shit about that? Yep, that's gonna be happening. And a save point. Alright. Delicious, scrumdiddlyumptious, glorious save point. Which will allow us to use one of our delicious tents. Alright. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Fucking sweet. Sid's gonna hit fucking maybe 29 before we reach the boss. He's been looking out on levels, actually. We're not grinding, we're just fighting fights as we fight them. He's just picking up a lot here. Okay, here we go. A new enemy. I'd say go after the ogre first. The succubus isn't all that bad. She's weak to fire. Unless the game pulls some bullshit on us, but I'm pretty sure she's weak to fire. Tella can use his flame rod because it's free. And I doubt he'll kill her. No, he killed her right out. So there you go. Weak to fire. Probably would absorb lightning, just like the bats I think did earlier. So just keep that in mind as you progress through this dump. And here we go. Here are some mind flayers. Now these are the guys that you can try to get a summon from. I remember when I was trying to 100% complete one of the playthroughs and try to get the secret summons, which aren't really that much of a secret, they're just hard to get. I do remember vividly this one being the worst to get. Maybe we'll luck out and get this one first, I don't know. Because you have to go this far into a dungeon to get to where they spawn, and they don't always spawn either. They're not I don't remember them being a common fucking spawn. I believe this is just treasure, yes. Spider Silk, which surprisingly is going to help out in an upcoming boss fight. Bronze Hourglass. Let us reorganize here. I don't think there's anything else in there, so let's keep moving. Across the bridge we go. And more bats! Alright. So let's keep moving. And there's B3 done. Basement 3. Silent bells. Silent bells. Defective bells. No notes played. Kind of gay. That we can't hear them do bell-like things. I think I got ripped off at Guitar Center again. I don't buy instruments from Guitar Center, so that's not even that funny. If you want to buy shit from Guitar Center, buy it. I'm a professional musician by trade. I'm a woodwind specialist, a pedagogist even. So I would never buy anything at a Sam Ash or a Guitar Center or any major chain of music stores. There are better places to buy your gear, guys. A lot better places. And if you're looking for high-end instruments or something, don't buy local. You may have to pay a little bit more to go to places that specialize in what you want, and it's worth every penny. Because if you're buying, $3,000-$4,000 clarinet, you want to buy what the fuck you need. And trust me, a lot of the local general places don't know what the fuck you need. They presume. All right. In we go, and this should be, yep, another save point. This is the last save point before the boss fight. The boss fight's in the next room. But there's actually more of this room we want to uncover. You might notice I'm not putting the fairy gloves on yet. I don't see a real reason to. So kind of you may want to hold off on doing that. For various reasons. The fairy glove's good versus the ogres, but it really doesn't do much else for you. So I usually, you can put it on now if you want, especially if you're worried about fighting ogres, but you can see in this area, ogres aren't really a big threat to us anyway. We haven't run across a battle where the ogres kind of were kicking our ass. If anything, we were walking into fights with ogres, and Yang and maybe Tella combined could take one down with Tella's staff skill. So yeah, it's not a big deal. Okay, guys, you're gonna get a kick out of this. I just got a very rare drop. And I'll show you here. I got a cat claw drop. It's a very, very rare drop. I don't know what to say about that. That's awesome. It's a non-elemental claw. You actually get one for free later, and it's an upgrade over the fairy claw. And may inflict confused status. I might be getting my claws mixed up now, but anyway, yeah. So we pretty much broke pretty. You know, I'm gonna put them on now. They're pretty. Look at that one. That one even increases speed, stamina, and evasion. And we might get another one of those later for free. Yeah, that's gonna also increase his abilities even further. I don't know who drops that. I really don't. We fought a Corel, so I'm assuming it came from the Corel. But there was also a Mind Flayer, which I doubt Mind Flayer dropped better claws. It's a cat's claw. It probably came from off the Corel. But it was just neat to see that, because I've never actually... I knew that there was an enemy that dropped it. But I also remember them being ridiculously rare. Alright, so before we go on, we should have the key item Whisperweed, which we do. I want to tell you a secret. A secret.
I applaud your perseverance, but the Earth Crystal is mine, and I will not surrender it. Your journey ends here. Do you think those pitiful weapons of yours are a match for my spells?
Cesar! Leave this one to us.
Don't even bother. He's just gonna fucking murder you no matter how you do this. I really don't know how else to describe this event to you other than we're gonna get our assholes like pretty much bent over and broken. I mean, you can try to attack him for shits and giggles, but there's no point. He will wipe the floor with us, and that's meant to be. It is meant to be. Meant to be for all the right reasons, too. So I wouldn't think too much of it. Just let him murder you. Just wait it out. I mean, there's no real point, to be honest with you. Because what's going to happen is coming up, something's going to allow us to actually do what we need to do. Why is he not, like, even trying to hurt me? That's strange. Kill me! Maybe I have to do a little bit of damage.
Fools, behold the power you face!
Fira, whatever, Fira. Ooh, scorchingly goodness. And, oh no!
If only I could wield my sword.
Blah. They're in danger.
Ugh. Ugh. Ugh, my shoes! Oh, fabulous! Oh my god, no!
Prince Edward, what's come over you?
You're in no condition to be moving. Ugh. By the power of fabulousness, I'll be fine. I need to reach my harp. Ugh.
Please, you must return to your bed. You've not regained the strength for such exertion.
No, I am the only one who can save them. I broke a nail. Oh.
I'm sure there are Edward fans out there. The sound of Edward's harp began to resonate from the Whisperweed.
Oh, that's beautiful sound. Sounds kind of hot, actually.
It's Edward's harp.
What is this torturous noise? No! No! Strike now, Cecil. He will not be able to maintain the strength of the magnetic field while I'm playing. Take up your sword. You'll be able to wield it now.
Right. Alright, so open your inventory right away. Alright, and two things. First, put Cecil back in the front row, and everybody gets geared up like a mad motherfucker. Optimize, 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 optimize. Oh, yeah. And you can see he heals us to full.
It's raping time.
Yeah, how dare you! I will kill you all!
Alright. The Dark Elf, under these conditions, is actually quite an easy boss. Where in other, actually, I would even dare to say older versions of the game, one could argue that that's not the case. Because you couldn't actually do this kind of trick in some of the older versions where some of the status effects almost never worked. First things first, though, you can actually silence him, which makes him pretty much harmless. Let everybody else kind of beat the shit out of him. And what we're going to do is have Tella pretty much buff the entire party as far as I'm concerned. So he's entirely defunct. And so Yang will continue to buff. We're gonna haste. I know I have it somewhere. There it is. Haste Tella, and then Tella's pretty much gonna put haste on everybody, as far as I'm concerned. Let's put up protect, focus, and you notice we're gonna have Yang kind of just sit there and wait. And actually, what I might even do is change out one of his weapons to a fire claw. I think he's weak to fire, but I don't remember. So let's not hit him anymore, because after so much damage, he'll start to change his pattern. And you'll see what I mean, and it's very obvious when he changes his pattern. I don't think there's any more buffs Cecil can really do that's worth a shit, so defend. I want to see here, let me see. Yes, let's put the Flame Claw in place of the Fairy Claw. I'm gonna stand there and do that. Defend. Haste Sid. And then once Tella's hasted everybody, we'll have him use Osmos. I think it's Osmos. It's not Osmosis, because there's no S on the end of it. So it can't be that. Here we go. Oh, here comes Hax. This turns someone into Piggy. No! Oh, he's still silenced. Let's haste that. And he's been paralyzed and all kinds of shit, so I have a remedy. I don't have very many. Let's use a diet ration instead. And we'll have Tella. Tella doesn't have any MP. Uh-oh. So we have to do something else. Alright, let's use a few items. Let's ether Tella. There are teals. And then we'll let him osmos the rest of it. During this time... What's wrong? Oh, he's still charged. No, that just did Piggy on him. Okay. Everybody's hasted. Let's let him osmos. See if we can get all of his MP back. And then we'll beat the shit out of him till the battle takes over here. Alright, looking good. And we'll just let the characters kind of beat up on him until he changes his setup here. What happened to... What the fuck? That was weird. But at this point, he's not much of a threat. Okay, he should be transforming soon. Okay, for some reason there's an issue with Tella. I don't know what it is. He didn't change weapons, did he? Or did I change the wrong character's weapon? Hold on. No, that's correct. I don't know what fucks up Patella. Alright, and we'll use him to fix the piggy. Like I said, Piggy is not a big deal right now. We're just waiting for him to transform, and I'm taking my time, because there's a series of events that I want to have happen in a very certain order. And I'll be kind of a bit upset with myself if I don't kind of show you this neat little trick. Because some people tend to find the next stage of this fight very difficult, when really it's not. And you'll see what I'm talking about when we get there. But you notice I'm just kind of waiting with Yang there. Not letting Yang really do much. Same with Tulla. He's just waiting in the wings. And this is what you want to do. Here we go. So he transformed. We're going to use items to kick his ass. I'm not kidding. We're going to use items to do this. And we're going to use items we don't use very often. We're going to use a Bakuyu Swine, which is a cast Berserk. Imagine Yang Berserked, and just let that sit in your head for a moment. Berserked while with focus ×3. That's why we do it. It's a great strategy. It works all the time on different various things. We're going to pop a Firaga. And we're going to let Sid slow the boss with another item that we have a few of. Where are they? There they are, Spider Silk. That casts slow for the most part. He is going to be pretty much defenseless at this point, other than he can still use Tornado, which is his most threatening thing that he can really do to us, and that's not saying much. I think we just killed him right there. No. It was some pretty significant damage, though. Over 5,000 fucking damage. That's gonna finish him off right there. Look at that. One round of attacks for the most part, we did over about 10 grand of damage. If not a little bit more. And this works in a lot of the variations of this game where things like Bakuyu Swine and the Spider Silk exist. Versions that don't have that, you're gonna have to kind of fight them outright. The much older US releases are going to kind of punish you with this, with the ability that you can't use that strategy.
No! How did the cursed sound reach this place with the crystal? I was to have life eternal. Wow.
So, again, if you're playing the old US version, or one of the other versions that doesn't have the in-battle items, that strategy will do you no good whatsoever. It's not a big deal, but it does happen. And we get the Earth Bling. I've got me some Earth Bling. I've got me some delicious Earth Bling. Alright. So, we're pretty much done here. For the most part. So, yeah. Let's see here. Now, and then the magnetic field doesn't bother any of us anymore, so we can just teleport out. Again, if you're trying to get the Mind Flayer summon, obviously you're going to want to do it here, but if it's not important to you, don't worry about it. Alright, before we do much, let's heal up. I don't think we really have... Yeah, we have some damage. It's not damage, though. It was from our level ups, I think. Oh, Sid took some damage. Alright, let's go ahead and do foisting foist. Let's get a free fucking heal, baby. Yeah! Nice. Alright, and let's head back to the countryside here. Now, one thing I didn't do is I didn't fight the outdoor enemies around here. We could do that later for the fucking thing. The fucking thing, you know, the fucking thing. We could do that later for the bestiary. These enemies aren't going to change or go anywhere, so it's not a big deal. Let's go hang out and thank Edward for being fabulous. Oh!
You did it, didn't you?
Hell yeah. Thanks to you, Edward.
You needn't thank me. It was the only thing I could do. How did you know that song would break his spell? I learned that tune some years ago while traveling as a bard. It is a melody used to ward off evil fae. I thought perhaps it might serve to disrupt his concentration. He's also kind of a homophobe, so it worked out too.
Where are you arrived?
Me? No, I only...
Edward.
Tell her
Dwell on it no more. Anna was happy to have been loved by a man as brave and as flamboyant as you.
Tell her...
All you need concern yourself with now is your health. Rest and grow strong again. I will see the debt of Anna's death repaid with meteor, and I shall do it for the both of us, Edward.
Thank you. You have more courage than you realize, Edward.
I believe
I believe I understand. Now, that's even worse. I believe I understand now that what Anna was trying to tell me. Cecil, take this with you, and please save Rosa. She's so hot.
And we get the Bard Song augment. Now, if we would have put other augments on him, we would have gotten other stuff. But that's not the case. We're going to actually set some augments up here so we can get some other stuff. I'm going to put Bard Song and Tsunami on Tella. So let's do that now. So we're going to give this to him. And we're not going to bother equipping these. These are trivial things. We have no use for Tella to use Bard Song. But when Tella leaves the party, we'll get augments from him. That's the idea, anyway, behind that. So, yeah, sure. Alright, I want to say, let us do this to the max. Bam. Alright, I think we're good here. Now you have to make a decision. If you go to the, what do they call them in this version? Epops? I call them oracles, because that's how I remember them being, is in the original game, I thought they were called oracles. Whoops, I don't want to go that way yet. This is your last chance to do anything in the world for a dungeon. This is the next dungeon you cannot escape from, per se. I would take this moment to personally kind of get some money going. You don't need to sell anything. I mean, you might have like the fire shard and the ruby rings you might want to dump. You know, the headband's not going to be much use. The wooden hammer can go. A lot of the leather gear can kind of go. The wizard's hats, keep one. But a lot of them aren't going to do you much good right now. You also should have some money from the last dungeon. I would say stock up on anything you can think of that you need. I would definitely stock up on... Surprisingly, we have 29 of each of those. Let's take some Phoenix Downs with us. Make sure we have 20 of those. 30 of each of these is just to make 30, I don't know. I'd say take about 10 of each of these if you can afford it. Gold Needle being the most expensive. Make sure you have, I would say 20 of each, so I actually took one too many. This will keep you on the safe side. I mean, this is definitely overkill. Also, pick up as many tents as you can muster. I'd say take about 20. I'm going to take a little more than that, just as an example. And we're going to dump off some of the shitty gear that we've held on to for that particular dungeon. You're not going to run into that issue anymore. So we'll dump the fire shard. We'll dump the 4 ruby rings. These are useless to us. We'll dump the headband. We'll dump the wooden hammer. We'll dump... I don't even know why I keep them, but I do. We'll dump the leather clothing. The leather cap. I think we have 3. How many wizard's hats? We'll keep 1 wizard's hat. Keep the silencing arrows. I'll keep the healing staff for now. I usually sell that, but I'll explain that a little later. Rather than just sell it, we'll talk about it when it's relevant. It's not relevant to talk about right now. But don't sell it. I'm not going to sell it. You can sell it if you want. It doesn't hurt anything. And there's a lot of explanation that needs to go with that, but I'm not going to bother with it now. And I think character-wise, they're all geared up the way we want. feathers. I can't put anything better than that, can I? Yeah. Sage's surplus and the silver armlet. Yeah. Alright, we're good there. Yay, fucking sweet. And that gave us some extra cash. Pretty much that replaced everything that we may have spent almost. Probably not quite, but yeah, actually it kind of did, surprisingly. Really? Really? Well, there is a new enemy, so let's get the new enemy killed. There we go. May as well, right? There's a plant creature floating around here too, I think. That's in the forest, but like I said, we're pretty strong. They're not a big threat. The XP is shit. Alright. Let's talk to the Epops. Whatever the fuck they call themselves. They're fucking oracles, okay? Fuck it. We're doing it live! Fuck it! They're fucking oracles. I have it now, assholes. There we go. I was gonna say, it's like, dude, fucking shit, I have it. Oh yeah, now we're popular with all the ladies. Would you like to take a look at my earth bling, baby? There's not really much to say here.
I see you have it.
Sorry, I know. They were congratulating us.
I'll know that voice.
Kane.
Exit the castle and board your airship. I will take you to the tower where Rosa is held.
Ominous. Return it to you as soon as you're able. They're very trusting, aren't they? Over a woman's life, right? One woman, they could have prevented Golbez from you know, if you're familiar with the game, just think of this thing if they would have just held it and stood their ground. But then the argument also is they would have just gotten murdered, so yeah. Ooh, did I not get this earlier? Huh. Well, fucking A. If you talk to the Eptops, the fucking, the oracles, they'll tell you that they give you access to their treasure room. Let's go down there and, you know, loot that fucking treasure room. There's good shit down there. Yes. So now they will let us take what we want. And there's a shit ton of chests down here. It's like a fucking holiday special, the amount of shit you can get from this. So I do recommend, look at all of this. Holy mother of Burl, it must be my birthday. A lot of this is just other gear, a lot of, not gear, it's all consumables. Look at that, 2 remedies, I fucking kill for those. 2 ethers, which is great, it replaces the one we used. We're gonna get 2 dry ethers here. Another elixir, I think there's 2. Silver apple, sweet. More HP increasing items that we're not gonna use on Cecil. We're gonna save them. Great bow, ice arrows, 50 grand, fucking sweet. Fire arrows, 5 grand. And lightning arrows. Holy shit. I remember in the original game, you actually had to search the corners for some of those chests.
We're rich, bitch!
No, seriously, we're fucking living in the now. Now, if you did forget to do something in the overworld, chances are you're not fully screwed. You can just as easily get in a chocobo, black chocobo, and fly to most places in the world. Like if you didn't get a chance, if you forgot to go to the town of Mithril, I believe there's a forest near there for you to land and get the gear that, you know, Sid and Cecil will need. So don't, you know, ever fret when those things happen. You're usually 90% of the time protected from, you'll get the opportunity to do some of the stuff. You're not completely screwed. So I wouldn't be hyper concerned, but I would be slightly concerned if you were not prepared for that. So anyway, this is probably a good place to stop the episode because now we're going to do the trade deal. And we're gonna go to an interesting place to some people, a unique place if you're just me, because sometimes you're just weird and like going to weird places. So definitely see, if you want to see how this deal goes down, check us out on the next episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy IV. Thanks for stopping by, guys. I am your host, the RPG Guy. Check out my website at www.jacktartstudios.com, or you can also watch me play live stream games on our Twitch channel at www.twitch.tv/jacktartstudios, watching us play games live, RPG games live, many of them being played blind in most cases. And check out our Chairman of the Board show, also live on Twitch. We're going to start bringing some Chairman of the Board stuff onto the channel for you guys soon, some pretty old Chairman of the Board stuff. And then we actually have improved the quality over the last 8 months, so we're hoping to bring some new stuff onto the RPG Guy channel for your guys' entertainment. Thank you guys for stopping by. We'll see you next time. Bye!
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Please take a moment to check out more episodes from the RPG Guy, Tuesday Night Team Up, and more. And please subscribe. Always support the channels you enjoy watching, and while you're at it, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. Keep on gaming hard. See you next time.